Hello, everybody. This is Tammy, and I just wanted to come on and talk about listening to your intuition because I'm gonna tell you a story. Because of course, y'all know I'm full of stories. My husband has amazing stories, but I wanted to just come on and talk to y'all about this. Uh, okay. Anyway, I had another necklace on, but anyway, I wanted to come on and just talk to y'all about this because I had some interesting experiences with intuition. And y'all know intuition is my jam. If you don't know me, if you're just scrolling, my name is Tammi Morrison. I am an intuitive energy healer. I love to help people to connect with their gifts and to connect with their God self. And so if that's something that you are interested in, reach out. Let's get together. Let's have a conversation. I have a couple of different ways that you can work with me. I am creating a membership so you can join that, which gives you access and also gives you monthly Zoom calls where we come together and talk about any type of thing that you want to talk about with your intuition, your spiritual gifts, the law of attraction, the law of assumption, which is what I'm going to talk about today, the law of assumption. So that being said, also follow me on TikTok at Intuitive Tammi, where I do healings, readings, and prayers daily during the week mostly. So join us, me and my co-host, Tracy, Clairvoyant Healer. We come together and we do readings, healings, and prayers. I also go on as well. And I also go on with my husband, U.S. Navy retired. We go on and we speak to couples and just try to commit something positive to the world. So that being said, and also if you are not subscribed, make sure that you hit that like button and that you subscribe and that you hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I come on with new content or when I jump on live like I am today. So thank you so much for joining. I hope that your day is magical as mine are always. I hope that every time you make a decision that it is an intuitive thing, that you have listened, that you have stopped, taken a moment and listened. So I'm going to share this little, and then I'm not going to be on here long, but I'm going to share this little story about listening to intuition. So we had, we just got back from holiday. We were on a trip and we had gotten our tickets a couple of weeks ago, no, about a month ago, I guess. My husband bought the tickets and something happened with the payment. And of course, nobody gets back to you. They just cancel the tickets. So we're like, okay. And it's crazy because we had the money. But anyway, what happened was it was such an amazing thing because at first I started getting a little bit upset because I know that typically the closer you get to the date that you're traveling, the tickets are more expensive. But this actually wasn't the case. When I started looking at these tickets back in February, they were way more expensive than what we purchased. And so we were able actually to find a better ticket, which was amazing because the first ticket was going to be like a almost 4 hour layover. But we were able to find a better ticket. And so this ticket was nonstop, straight from Seattle to Charlotte, nonstop, both ways. It was amazing. American. It was a nice flight. I was really pleased because the last time I flew American, I wasn't pleased, but this one was not bad. And so anyway, it was amazing how, I just calmed down. I took some breaths and then I recognized and realized that it was what we said it was. It's what I said it is. It's what my husband and I said it is. It's what we say. It has nothing to do with what is going on outside of us. It's what we say. So we knew that we wanted to get the best deal. We wanted to get the best flight because, to be honest with you, I don't really like flying. I fly out of necessity. If I could drive everywhere, I would, but I just do not like getting on those planes. It's just me. It's a limiting belief, I'm sure, but I still do when it's necessary. And this trip was a weekend trip. We flew across the country, so we had to fly. So, all right. So now the next step of this story was we go to our place that we went to Charlotte. And so every time, I think I was blessed. See, when I first went to the first dinner, because we had dinner and then we went to a jazz show. So I went to the first dinner and one of my cousins blessed me. She said, "Sis, don't worry about it. I got your ticket. Give me your ticket." And so I was like, oh, wow, and I didn't expect it, even though She said, I told you I was going to get it, but I didn't know what she was talking about. And I didn't. But I thanked God because I thanked her, of course. And I thank God for opening me up to that, allowing me to be ready to receive. And so that was one thing. And then we all went to dinner and we had an angel take care of our whole table, which it was about, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was probably about 12 of us. And this angel came in and took care of our whole table. And I had heard about things like that happening, but I never had it happen to me. And so it was such an amazing thing. But what it told me was that I was in the right space, that I'm in the place of abundance where I can receive. And so that was such an amazing thing. And so on the trip back, and that wasn't even the last time. And then after that, I was a blessing. I bought we were someplace, and I bought everybody's drinks, and it was like 6 or 7 people. And so I was a blessing because I felt called to do it. I had been blessed. I'm going to be a blessing because I'm blessed to be a blessing. And so it's just such an amazing thing. And so I say that as you live your life, listening to your intuition or your God self, because that really is what your intuition is. It's your God self telling you what to do. Okay, what is going on with my computer? Okay, I don't know what is happening here. Y'all, my computer just like blanked out for a second. I'm sorry. And so anyway, I was listening to my intuition. And so I looked at my tickets. We had tickets for what is wrong with this computer? And so we had tickets for to fly back. And when I looked at the tickets, my husband and I were in different rows and different aisles, and we all sit together. And my husband always buys the seats together. We have to buy seats, which some airlines you do and some you don't. But this one, he purchased the seats, and so we weren't together. And so I looked at it, and immediately I could feel myself getting infuriated. And I was wondering, I'm going to talk to these people, and I was wondering if I should take out my phone because how things can be. I'm a beautiful Black woman, and I know who I am, and I know where I live. I know that this is America, and America is racist as fuck. So anyhow, that being said, I kept on moving, and so I started taking some deep breaths, and I said, you know what? My husband said, are you going to talk to him? I said, yeah. And he said, because you established a rapport. Because I asked the guy, they actually did a thing. They switched our gates. Didn't announce it. Didn't tell anybody. We just happened to look up when we got to the gate that was assigned initially, and saw that it was a different city. And then I looked at the flight number, and that's a different flight number, because the city was a little bit farther than where we were going. So I thought maybe it just was, not ending there. Was going to keep on going to the next city, but no, it was a different flight. So when we had to go look at the billboard and see where our flight was, and so it was at a whole nother gate. So we were like at B gate. We had to go to A gate. And so, we're A gate and we had to go to B gate. So we started going back, which we had passed B gate when we went to A gate. And so we started going back, and I could feel my anxiety level just rising, because like I said, I really am not a fan of flying on the plane. Personally, I am ready to start flying private. I'm ready because I really hate all that irritating stuff that happens at the airport. TSA, all of that. Ooh, terrible. So I was like, I don't want to do it. And but we did it. And so I talked to the gentleman about this flight. And I said, listen, my husband paid for these tickets for us to go sit together. I said, it's a 5-hour flight. I'm not going to be sitting someplace else different from where my husband is sitting. That's not acceptable. And it's our anniversary weekend as well. And so he said, I'm sorry, ma'am. He said, he looked, he said, the flight is full, blah, blah, blah. I said, was there any way that you got one person that you could just switch out for me and my husband? Because if it's just one person, it shouldn't matter where they sit. And so he's like, well, there's somebody. And so he called the person up, and nobody showed up. So I said, okay. And he said, well, just see, when you get on, he said, it may be easier, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. So I calmed down, breathe a little bit. And then I recognized that it was an opportunity for me. And so I sat down and I just started thinking and saying in my mind, you know what? We're going to sit together. We have our seats together. And y'all, this may be a simple thing, but 5 hours is a long time to sit by strangers, especially if you have somebody that you're with. And my husband and I, we are simpatico. We are cohesive. It's amazing. And I love spending time with him. And so anyway, we get on the plane. We decided, and I told my husband, said, "Well, let's just wait because we even had different times to different groups to go in. Like they had him like in the 6 group and me in the 9, or vice versa." And so he said, "Let's just both go in the 9." So we did. We went in the 9 group, and then after that, we were like, "Okay, well, you know, should we?" And I said, "Well, let's just get on." And so we got on, like the last group. And so we got on. So after that, we heard them say that the boarding was completed and nobody else was coming on. We looked around and we actually got to his seat first. And there were 2 seats together. So we both sat down. You know why? Because I assumed through the law of assumption that that was going to be my seat. If I was sitting next to my husband, I didn't care. I didn't care what those people said. They were not in control. And so that is something that, using your intuition is going to help you to know, because it did tell us to go on, wait to the end, and then get on and get our seats. And that is one of the ways that you can use your intuition in your everyday life to help you to move forward to do the things that you feel called to do. So that is just a little story time about using your intuition in the proper way, and also the law of assumption. And so, I just assumed that we were going to sit together. I didn't think anything different. After I chilled out and I breathed, and it only was maybe a couple of 10, 20 seconds that I was a little irritated, because I really have been working on not allowing myself to step into those fear spaces, to being calm and easy and allowing the flow to flow into my life. Because when you are calm and easy and you allow the flow to flow in your life, and you use your intuition, you listen to your God self and the laws, the metaphysical laws that are there for all of us. The law of assumption is one of my favorites, because the law of assumption says you assume a thing and it is. Assume a thing and it is. That is what the law of assumption says. And so to me, that's one of the easiest ones. Also, there is the law of circulation. So you know that when you get money and you circulate it around, you pay a bill, you whatever, you pay your rent, you whatever, you circulating, and it comes back to you. And so that is another one that's amazing. However, today I wanted to just really cover about how intuition can really help you in your life. Listening to your intuition can help you in your life, as well as the law of assumption, because I use my intuition to hang back and wait to get on the plane. And then I use the law of assumption to know that when we got on the plane, we were going to have 2 seats together, which we did. All right. So this was an amazing example of how to use your intuition and how to listen to your intuition and use the metaphysical law of assumption to help you in your life. So for more tips and tools about using your intuition and the metaphysical laws, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I would love it if you would like this, so that YouTube knows that it's important and that they start pushing out my content, and so that I can also monetize on this platform. So I would love it if you guys would share this out to your friends, ask them to watch it, watch some more videos, subscribe to my channel, so that I can get this out there, because this is valuable content that people need to hear. And so I'm counting on you guys, you, my subscribers, my people that are watching me and that love my content, to help me to push it out there. So help a small creator monetize on this platform. And then follow me on TikTok at Intuitive Tammi as well, because on there I do live healings, readings, and prayers. We're going to start doing some different things as well. Tracy and I really are dedicated to helping baby healers to come up and come through, because it seems that those are the people that are flowing to us anyway. And I love to teach, because I'm a teacher. I'm also a spiritual teacher, a mentor, intuitive healer. I'm a psychic medium, so I'm able to speak to your passed over loved ones as well. And if you would love to have a session with me, send me a message. Let me know. Follow me. You got all my details in the description and the about page. I think my email is even in there. You can send me an email and let me know that you found me on YouTube. So again, thank you so much for joining. Also, I'm on Facebook as Tammi Morrison. I'm also on Instagram as I am really Tammi Y Morrison, but I don't go on Instagram that often. So if you do that on Instagram, write me a message, a comment, and tell me I sent you a message on Instagram, because I go on there maybe once or twice a week just to check for messages, or if anybody tells me that, because it's hard to do that on this particular space. And then TikTok is also another way that you can message me as well. But so anyway, so I wonder if you would have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you would like to join me for my 7-day mini course on intuition, make sure that you send me a message so that I can get your email, because that course is going out over email over the course of 7 days. And I'm going to start sending it out on next Monday. So thank you so much for joining. I love being here and talking to you. And again, follow me on TikTok at Intuitive Tammi for healings, readings, and prayers. We do it by gift. You can either send a gift or you can donate by Cash App. So thank you so much for joining. Bye now.